To which side is it easier for you to roll your head? Is it to the right or to the left today? And it's not a big movement. This is a small movement. But you'll feel the smaller you do the movement, the clearer will be the distinction to which side is easier. Very good. And if it feels even to the right and left, well, lucky you, because most of us are not even. All right, now, slowly, you're going to bring your legs from lying to standing. But I want this to be a movement that you notice. Which leg did you start with? How did the rest of your body move as you brought your legs up to stand? And when your legs are standing, ask yourself, is this the best spot for my feet? What's the best position for your feet to be in? If you were going to have to lift your pelvis, where would you put your feet? So try that. Can you lift your feet from where your pelvis is? I'm sorry. Can you lift your pelvis from where your feet are? That's it. Not very high, just to see how grounded do your feet feel. Good. A small movement. And did you hold your breath when you lifted your pelvis? Did you breathe in? Did you breathe out? Most people hold their breath. So try it as you breathe out. See if that makes it feel different in some way. Good. So you breathe out as you lift your pelvis, and you breathe in as you lower your pelvis. Feel how the movement of the breath exits as you lift and then enters as you lower. Very good. Is your right foot helping more than your left, or is your left foot helping more than your right? Can you tell? Just notice what you're doing. All right. Now, pause from that activity, but leave your legs standing. And now, very gently, this is only going to happen in a small way because it's not easy to do, but you're going to begin to think about, you know where your feet are. They're down there somewhere. You are not going to see them. But if you were to lift your head to look toward your feet, notice which part of your back rounds, which part of you goes backward into the floor. That's it. And now what are you doing with your breath when you lift your head? And please don't struggle. Do very small movement. Make it easy. Notice that you could breathe out as you lift your head. That's it. And notice what comes together in your waist, in your front, which part of your back presses back. Of course, your breastbone's moving down. Now let's see if we can make that easier. Can you lift your hands, interlace your fingers, put them behind your head, and do not think about sit-ups. That's not what we're doing. Not at all. You just bring your elbows together slowly, and at a certain point, you'll feel your chin comes towards your chest. If you bring your elbows and squeeze them, your chin will come towards your chest. And look at what you all did spontaneously. You lift your head. So lift your head gently, very gently, and feel what changed in the parts of you that press backward. Is a different area now when you use your arms. Very good, very good. Now, last movement before the rest is, can you lift your pelvis a tiny bit and lift your head a tiny bit, the two ends together, a little bit, and feel what part of your back presses backward. Remember to let the air out, let your breastbone sink towards your pelvis, and feel your back being gently, gently rounded as you do that. Excellent, excellent. And now please let your head go, rest your arms, lengthen your legs, and take a complete rest. And just notice, after doing that, how are you breathing now? Just feel, did something change in the places that you feel expand as you inhale and the places that shrink as you exhale? The breath is always there. It's just to slow down enough to pay attention to how it's moving. Could be an interesting observational task. And your legs are long right now, so at least lengthen them. Yeah, that's it. It just makes it different. Okay, and now roll your head and see if anything changed. Might have. Notice if anything, yeah, that's interesting. Very few things can really bring about a significant change in perception of ease. And that's what we want. We want to feel easy as we move. Now, with this easy movement of your head, I'm going to ask you which leg feels like you think you could lift it. And you don't lift it straight. You can lift it bent. You can lift it however you like. But the point is to lift it just a little bit, a tiny bit. That's it, and let it go. Notice what you do with the other leg. The leg that you're lifting, what do you do with the other leg when you lift that leg?
You push it in.
Yeah, maybe. And what if you don't push too hard? You have to use yourself a different way. See if there's another, yeah. I mean, it's like taking a step. It's like you're about to step forward or up or something. And now try the other leg and see why your clever brain chose the leg you chose first. Because it's possible that the other leg feels a little bit less easy. It may be that. Maybe it feels the same to you. All right. We're going to see if we can improve the balance of the two legs in the next movement. So again, slowly pay attention to your whole self as you begin to bend one leg and bring it to stand, and then that's it. And then bring the other one up. Okay, now I am going to have to choose for you which leg you're going to bring over. So one leg, you're going to cross over. Maybe you should try cross the right over the left over the right. Try both. Just see which way it's easier for you. And if you can't cross at your knee, you can cross at your ankle. If it feels difficult to bring your leg up to cross the knees, you can cross the ankles. But how is it for you to do one side compared to the other? Choose the side that's easiest for the moment. And you just do the side that's easy. Well, that's very obvious, Elise, huh? So just do the easy crossing. Don't force anything at all. Keep it easy. And if you cross at the ankle, you cross at the ankle. That's okay. Now, if your right leg is crossed over your left, you're going to go to the right. If your left is crossed over, sorry, if your left is crossed over the right, you're going to go to the left. So whichever leg is crossed, that's the side you're going to. So Elise, you're going to the right. Sylvia, you're going to the right. Doris, you're going to the right. Bonnie, you're going to the left.
I'm going to the left.
Oh, it's your left leg. Sorry, Sylvia, you're going to the left. My apologies. And Bonnie, you're going to the right. No, sorry, Elise, you're going to the right. Sorry. Yeah, just go a little way in that direction. Bonnie, you're going to the left. Yes, I can see that. Yeah. No, now, Bonnie did something very clever that the others didn't do. So I'm going to remind you, is it okay, Bonnie? I'm going to tell everyone what you did. So Bonnie turned her head to the same direction that the legs were going. So try that. Try turning your head in the direction of your legs and feel how that changes the movement in your chest, in your back. And now everybody has to do the opposite. So Bonnie, you didn't do this. So try now keeping your head in the middle as you tilt your legs to the same side. And then what's the last thing you could do? Try turning your head in the opposite direction. Sylvia already did it. So see if you can turn your head opposite to your legs. They're three different things. One is going with the legs, one is staying in the middle, and one is going opposite. So you can do all three just to notice the difference. Which one do you like more? Or are they all interesting? Actually, they all have something to teach us about your shoulders. What do you notice happens in your shoulders when you move your head with your legs, when you hold your head still, or when you move your head opposite to your legs? Terrific. Okay, take a rest. See, every movement is a good movement. It's just some are better than others. So when we come to the menu of options of how to move, it's good to have choice. It's good to be like at the smorgasbord table going, no, I don't want to do that. I want to try this instead. That's the brilliance of our human brain, that we get the opportunity to have choice. Feldenkrais, make sure you're resting while I'm talking now. So if your legs are up and that doesn't feel restful, lengthen them. But Feldenkrais talked about, to be truly human, you need to have at least 3 choices. Otherwise, it's more like if it's just 2 choices, it's hot, cold, black, white, on, off. It means it's really just this or that. And if you only have 1 choice, then the only way to act is compulsively, because you don't have any choice. You can only do things one way. That's a compulsion. Bonnie's laughing because she knows that this is also true in thinking and psychotherapy and so many other domains of life. Choice is so, look, if we had choice, we'd be out of our homes. We'd be walking around seeing our friends. So, you know, this is going to come. But just to think about what you just did as a movement is a microcosm of what happens in life. So now, bend your knees, stand your feet, and now you're going to cross your legs the other way because you can. And don't force it. Just you cross at the ankle. If you can't cross at the hip, at the knee, sorry. And now slowly begin to tilt your legs toward the crossed over leg. So if it's the left, you tilt to the left. If it's your right crossed over the left, then you tilt to the right. So Sylvia and Bonnie are going to the right, and Doris and Elise are going to the left. And just notice, what do your eyes do when you do that? Do they already hint what your head could be doing? So do that first thing. That's the first idea that comes to you. Follow your eyes and your head. It could be in the direction of your legs. It could be opposite. I don't see anyone for whom your head is still. So I don't think anyone chose stillness, which is fine. We'll do it, but just notice what you chose. So when you've done the one, then try the other choice. And the third choice is to keep your head and eyes looking forward without going with your legs. That's also a choice. So you have the first intuitive choice, which is to take your head and eyes either with your leg or against your legs, or, yeah. And then the second choice, which I think for most of you was to go opposite or with, whichever one that was. And then the third choice was to keep your head in the middle. So try all 3. Oh, you got 4, Doris. What's the other one? Yeah, that's opposite. Oh, but Doris, you're tilting your legs to the right, and you're supposed to be tilting to the left. Legs are going to the left. The crossed over leg is the direction you're going to go in, because that way, well, let's find out okay, we'll do that in the next variation. Okay, so rest again when you've done 3 version. And we'll talk about why we tilt in the direction of the crossed over leg in a minute. But just feel, wow, look, all of you got longer. You can feel it from your heels to the point of contact of your skull. Something is unwound. Something is unbound, is let go. Can you feel it? Put your hands, one on your belly, one on your chest. Just feel how something more full is happening, more global. Your breath is reaching further through you. Do you sense that? Your elbows, when your hands are on you, your elbows are actually resting on the ground. So some of you have got your elbows in the air. Well, okay, I'll say it. Doris, let your elbows rest on the ground. That's it. See, you don't have to work as hard when you do that. Everybody, lift your elbows. Leave your hands where they are and lift your elbows. Feel that work in your pectoral muscles. You don't need that. Let your elbows hang and be supported by the ground. Ah, lovely, lovely. Now, Why do we tilt the legs in the direction of the crossed over leg? So come on, bend your knees again, rest your arms, and just do whatever crossing you're comfortable with. Doesn't matter which one. And some of you that only crossed at the ankle, you might find it's easier in your hip now. I don't know. I'm just asking. You never know. So now, okay, so everyone's got their knees crossed a little now. So just go toward the leg that's crossed over. So if it's your right leg over your left, you go to the right. Just try a little, just a few degrees, not a lot. Just go as far as you can go that doesn't affect the way you're breathing. So you just check your breath, and the minute you strain in your breathing, don't go any further, because that's a strain. All right, so what happens there is the top leg, because gravity is always going from up in the sky to the center of the earth, when you tilt your legs with the crossed over leg going in that direction, gravity pulls on the standing leg. It pulls that hip away from the ground. So in a way, it's passively responding to gravity. Now go the other way, go opposite to the crossed leg. So if your right leg's over your left, you go to the left. If your left leg is over the right, you go to the right. So there now, it's your standing leg still holds you up. It still balances you. So you're not as likely to let the crossed leg side lengthen as much, even though it does lengthen, but gravity, you know, your standing leg is saying, I can keep standing. So it's a different action in your pelvis, in your waist, in your diaphragm. So it's not wrong by all means. It's also a very good movement. But just generally, if we want to be passive, if we want to just let the weight of gravity and the weight of ourself be the motivation for the movement, then going in the direction of the crossed over leg makes it a bit easier. Okay, uncross your legs. Let's take a little moment rest. And now
Also, when you're, it seems like you're going to the inside of your foot and then the outside of your foot.
Yes, that's true too. The standing foot is feeling the inside edge and the outside edge. Yes, yes. And that's a very good feeling to have, because that wakes up your ankles, and your ankles are part of your balance system. So it's very important. I'm sure Sonia's told you that. So rest with your legs long. We're going to do something with the arms now. So and I know you've done a lot with the arms in this series. This is the 6th class of 10. So I know you've done 5 lessons already working with your arms, but I wasn't there. So I'm just, maybe what we're about to do, you've done before. So the question now is going to be, how do you give yourself a hug? So that's my instruction. Give yourself a hug. Let me see what you do. Pretty damn good. I love it. Your hugs look really good, except notice where your arms, actually the person that's hugging the closest to what I think I want you to do, actually you're all doing great. You're just doing great. I'm going to change it a little bit, because for most of you, from your elbow to your hand, you've crossed your forearms, and I actually don't want you to cross your forearms. So how will you do it? That's it. Elise, you did it. Yep. So you have to take, so let me go one by one. Bonnie, you're set. And Elise, you're set. Now, Doris, you're right. Just do it again. Do it again. I'll guide you. Do it again. Okay, so your left hand is under your right, is holding your right ribs, your right breast area. So just take your right hand, Doris, and put it over your left shoulder, over the top of your left shoulder. That's it. That's it. And now, Sylvia, can you just put your, let's see, can you take your right hand and put it under your left arm, underneath your arm? That's it. You got it. So now you've got yourself in a bit of a hug position. And I want you to rock your elbows gently right and left, just the way you're hugging. So, well, actually, No, Bonnie, you did a great movement. Let's stop that. Let's do Bonnie's movement. It's better than my movement. Lift both elbows toward your head, both of them toward your head. You can do it. No, you can't do it, Sylvia. Don't lift it then. Well, that's your left, but you could lift your right under your left. No, you can't. Okay, fine. They're good. And then put them down. Rest them on your chest. Rest your arms on your chest. Come on, Bonnie, rest your arms. Okay. Now, instead of lifting them, as you exhale, can you press a little bit, very gently on your chest? Very gently as you breathe out. If you want to lift your head, that would help you in that movement, but you don't have to lift your head. It's just to give you the feeling of pressing down in your arms. That's it. So now don't lift your head, but just follow the out breath by squeezing your chest a little bit as you breathe out. And Bonnie, when you're ready, please cross your arms if you can. And just do the same thing. That's it. That's it. Now, if you could squeeze just an ounce, not much at all, just a little bit downward, and then rock right and left. Rock your ribs, rock your shoulders, rock your head, right and left, right and left. So now, be mindful. Are you rocking your head and not your shoulders? So what if you stop your head now and just rock your shoulders? You did that choice earlier with keeping your head still while you moved your legs. Can you keep your head still and rock your shoulders? How is that accomplished? Now, Doris, you're rocking up and down. Can you rock left and right, but keep your head still? Oh, that's really hard. You got it, you got it, you got it. It's very small. Notice your jaw, no tension. Notice your eyes. Your eyes are probably moving with your shoulders, even though you're trying to keep your head still. Notice if you're clenching anything to stop the head moving. It's possible you will feel that. All right, wonderful. Now, just change over the arm that's on top. So the arm that's below, you put on top, and the one that's on top, you put below. And you just do your own best version. So Sylvia, just slide your left hand gently under your right elbow to the best of your ability. No forcing anything. And now with the new crossing, oh, you're so clever and quick, you're already rocking. Go ahead, rock. And what's the first choice? Do whatever your head wants to do. Let your head follow. Yeah, why not? Make it fun. Rock, rock, rock and roll. Breathing, easy jaw, easy eyes, and then slowly keep rocking, but slowly bring your head to quietude. Find a place to let your head rest while you can still, the rocking won't be as big. You cannot rock big and keep your head quiet. Well, not at the moment, but we'll see. We'll get better at that. Terrific. Okay, please leave it. Remember what we did, because we're going to do it again in a different way, but rest your arms and feel your shoulders resting now. Feel your shoulders against the floor, against the bed, against whatever you're resting on. And just sense your breath again. Feel the movement in your chest, which is now more open, the movement in your belly, which is more open. And now, without rocking your shoulders or anything, just roll your head and see if your head movement is a little bit smoother, a little bit easier. The movement of your eyes guiding the movement of your skull. Your jaw is soft, your tongue is resting. Beautiful. And now, while you're moving your head very gently, can you slowly bring your legs to standing? While you move your head, so nothing stops. There, very nice. And now, see if the movement of your head's different because your legs are standing. The pressure on your back has changed. Maybe that gives you more freedom in your neck. And then let your head come to stillness. And now cross your arms again, whichever way is easiest for you. Just cross them, but at least you just make sure you don't trap. You don't want to trap one hand. So you want one arm to be completely above the other. You're not crossed at the forearms. That's it. You'll find it. And now, with your legs standing, do you think it's going to be different to rock your arms and chest? Of course it will, because now you're in a different position. You can use your feet, maybe. Let's see what happens. You didn't use your legs when they were long, but now rock right and left. Your intention is to rock your chest and rock your head, rock everything with no limit at the moment. You can rock everything right and left. I will limit things in a little while, but let your knees go with your elbows. Let everything rock. The only thing you want to avoid doing is holding your breath. Rock with your breath free. And notice, do your hands help your chest? You can use your hands to help your chest rock. And do it as generously as feels comfortable. Don't do anything big because you think it's better. You don't get a gold star for big movement in Feldenkrais. You get a gold star for smooth movement, for connected movement, for effortless movement. There you get your gold star. The size of the movement is completely unimportant. And now, as you're rocking so beautifully, notice the rhythm. What rhythm are you using? How does your breath coordinate with the rock? And if it feels difficult, keep asking yourself, how do I make it easier? So Elise, I think if you tilt your legs a little bit left and right, it'll make it easier. You have to slow down a little too, because you're going pretty fast. So slow down and see if you can get your legs and arms joining in to one rhythm. It's like the movement creates a rhythm, like an orchestra plays a rhythm. You want every part of you, your feet, your knees, your shoulders, your back. You just let your legs come with you and you'll see it gets different. It becomes different. And now, while doing all that, your legs, you know what, maybe rest. Yeah, I think rest, remember, you can rest anytime. It's sometimes a little bit more difficult when there's only 4 of you to feel you have autonomy and agency to rest. Sometimes we only rest when we're in pain, but you can rest if you're bored. You can rest if you feel like, I've done enough of that. It's really okay. The teacher should not ever challenge you in that sense. Just rest, lengthen your legs, let everything go. Think about something else. Think about what a gorgeous day we're having. 52 degrees this afternoon. Oh my God. I'm so excited. I'm going to get outside today. I hope you can go to your window if you don't get outside. I haven't been out for 7 days, so I'm dying to get out. I know Doris gets out every day. Lucky her. But anyway, how are you feeling now? How's your back? What's happened to your breath? Looking good. I bet do you remember which way you had your arms crossed? Maybe not. So now we're going to cross the other way. Bend your legs, cross your arms the other way. If you get it wrong, it doesn't matter. Just cross and just yeah, that's it. You've got it. All of you cross the other way. Now, remember, your arms are really the prime mover. They are doing the movement of your chest, but you can have every other part of you join in. So rock right and left, and then you add your head, add your pelvis, add your knees, add your eyes, your tongue. Your tongue could be moving right and left. That might make a difference. Every element contributes to the whole. And now feel the possibility that you could still rock, but not move your legs so much right and left. Can you rock without your pelvis rocking so much? Now you'll feel something more specifically happening from the spine at the bottom to the spine at the top. When you don't rock your legs, you have to do, now don't suddenly start working out. I don't want you to start doing anything that becomes like an exercise. I want you to keep paying attention the rocking won't be as big. And now can you also stop the movement of your head right and left? So it's just your chest. Your head stays in the middle. Can you rock your chest without your head turning? So look at something on the ceiling to help you keep your head in one place. And then rock just that little bit that you can. It won't be very big. And keep your breath going. Keep your jaw soft. Don't struggle with yourself. Just because I took away some choices of movement, you can still move. You can still find somewhere to release. And now stop and switch over which arm is on top. And do exactly the same thing. Rock right and left, no movement of your head, no movement of your legs, if you can. And feel how it's different. Just by crossing your arms the other way, you might discover there's a place that got stuck or a place that got free. And Bonnie, that's wonderful. You're using your hands to wake up the movement of your whole arm. Feel that. Feel your arms, your hands very gently. They don't have to grip, but they just gently encourage the shoulder girdle to free up. The area between your shoulder blades is freeing up, freeing up. Beautiful. Okay, please now rock everything generously, right and left, just before we finish. Let it all go. Oh, wow, look at that. Now I see some dancing. I see you're dancing on your back there. Beautiful. Change over your arms, keep rocking everything. Keep rocking while you change. Keep breathing while you change. Oh, look at how good you are. Changing, rocking, breathing, soft arms, having fun. And then slowly as you do this, lengthen one leg, and then lengthen the other leg, and then lengthen one arm, and then lengthen the other arm, and rest. And now feel the spontaneous ease in your breath, the length of your breath. Beautiful, Sylvia. Yes, now your head is really soft and able to be long in your neck and your chest. You know, sometimes I wonder about all the pillows we have on the bed. You know, here, most of you are without anything under your head. And look at what moves now in the top of your chest, the top of your breastbone up near your clavicles. When your head is lifted, that area is a little bit harder to motivate in movement. But now you just feel the easy passage of air into yourself and out. And roll your head gently and feel how smoothly and slowly you can control that now. Easy, easy action in the muscles of your neck and your upper chest. Also in the base of your skull there. Many muscles are free now. And let's just check in. Did anything happen to the weight of your legs? If you lift one or the other, you can bend them however you want. Just lift them and just feel, did my legs suddenly get a little easier to move? And do you feel it? Yeah, all the way through yourself. So that walking and lifting and lowering becomes more whole body act, not just the muscles of your legs. That's another difference about Feldenkrais work. We're not trying to isolate and strengthen something. We're trying to connect everything. We're trying to connect the movement of your leg to the movement of your head and shoulders. We want the more of you that can participate, the easier the work becomes. Many muscles make light work. That's my little pun on the saying. Okay, Bonnie, thank you for doing what you just did, because that's the next movement. Please bring your two arms forward and as if you're clapping in front of your chest, you make a triangle. Bring your arms all the way up. So your elbows are kind of straight. They're not forced straight. Your palms are touching, but your hands are way out in front, Elise. Your elbows are still bent. So reach your fingertips to the ceiling. Bring your arms to the ceiling, Elise. Up, that's it, you got it. You made a triangle. Do you feel the triangle? Bonnie, your triangle is above your head. Maybe lower it down a little bit so it's at least in line with your chest, your breastbone. And now, very gently, without changing the shape of your triangle, Move your triangle right and left from the middle, right and from the middle left, and feel which way is easier, to the right or to the left. I'm trying to see you all to, Elise, are you going to the right or only to the left? Try going to the right a bit too. Maybe that's not so easy. That's why you're going to the left. I think the left is easy for Elise. You know what? It doesn't matter. You'll decide your direction. So go to the easy direction and notice what you do with your head and your eyes. Ah, now you move your head with your arms. Good. So everybody do that. Move your head with your arms to the side you're going to. Good. Now pause. Remember the side you're going to. You rest your arms for a minute. Rest. Isn't it tiring to keep your arms up there? Maybe not. All right. Which way were you going? To the right or the left? Know which way you were going. And now stand the opposite leg. Ooh, now you have to think. That, Elise, no, you were going to the left. So you have to stand your right leg.
I was going to the right.
Oh, you were? Oh, I'm sorry. My apology. I thought you were going to the left. It's the angle. I'll use that. I'll say, I can't really tell on Zoom. All right, form the triangle again. And now take the triangle to that side away from the standing leg and feel at what point does the standing leg help you? So you can't go so fast. You got to go slower, Elise. Elise, you got to slow down. Now, right there, right, wait, go back. Right there, stop and press on that foot that's standing and see the triangle goes further. All right, you know what? Rest your arms, everybody. Rest your arms. Let's do it another way. But keep the same leg standing. Now, rest your arms. Oh, Bonnie, I think you froze. I don't know that I can. Okay, so now, so what have we got? We've got Elise's left leg, Sylvia's right leg, Doris's left leg, and Bonnie's left leg, I think. Yep. Okay, so you got to press the standing leg and roll your pelvis toward the long leg side, like you're going to roll over in bed. How would you do that? If you were to roll over onto that side, what would you do? Bonnie, you're only going to the right because your left leg is standing. That's it. Feel that movement. Feel when the weight goes onto the shoulder. Do you get so far that the weight arrives on the shoulder? All right, now come back. Bring your arms up into a triangle again. And now start the movement from your leg. Press on your foot and take the triangle toward the floor. You don't have to get to the floor. You just go in that direction. That's it. What are you doing with your breath? How do you make that easier? How do you use the pressure of the foot on the floor, on the bed, to help you go? You press it and you roll. That's it. Gently. Excellent. That's it. Smooth it out. Make it so that the movement goes smoothly out to the side and smoothly back. Pay attention to the return so that it's just as smooth as the journey away from lying on your back. That's it. Now, when would you bend that long leg? What moment would make sense to bend the leg? As you roll to the side or when you come back? When would you bend that leg? It's for you to explore. See what moment makes sense. And then remember, lengthen it again and explore another way. All right, beautiful. Now rest before we do the other side. Rest again. But feel now as you're resting if one side feels heavier, if one side of you feels flatter. Notice how the floor, the bed, the surface you're resting on gives you feedback. And notice the ribs, notice the waist, the pelvis, the back of the legs, the shoulder, the heel, the hand. Does your head roll more easily to this side? Roll your head a little bit and see. Do you feel some echo of what you just did? So that's good reason for us to now do the other side. So to begin with, just bring up the other leg, the leg that was straight, bring that leg up, and maybe take a moment to find, did you choose a good spot for your foot? Because where you put your foot is going to make a difference on how you can lift that side of your pelvis. So explore at least three, remember, 3 choices. Explore 3 different places to put your foot to see which one of them gives you the best affordance to lift that side of your pelvis. Only one side is lifting, the other side stays on the ground. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to roll. And notice, what do you do with your eyes and your head as you press on that standing foot? Whatever you're doing, you can do another version of the movement of your eyes or head. You can move it opposite, you can move it with, you can keep it still. And then when you're ready, you know, you've got the choice now to add the arms. And the arms are just going to form a triangle and move in the direction of the long leg side. And you play with, when in timing do you involve the pushing of your foot? If your intention is to take the triangle to the side, how are you breathing? How do you do the movement in a way that feels like you could do it for a long time? Like you could do this movement. If you find the right rhythm that is supported by your breath, supported by the movement of the rest of you, you could do this for a long time, almost like a cog in the machine of a clock that just goes on and on and on. It just needs that power to generate the movement of the cogs, and it just goes on smoothly. Now notice what you're doing with your head, and ensure that your eyes are looking at your arms as you go. And then try to dissociate the movement of your head with your arms. So don't feel like you have to go as far. You might just move your eyes and your head opposite, or you might just make your eyes and head look at something on the ceiling while your arms are going to the side. How does your head, therefore, and your eyes affect the movement of your arms? You know, we often look very quickly, take in the space around us, and then reach with our hand. We don't even keep our eyes on the object sometimes because we locate it spatially and then we organize our hand to go there. You might want to pay attention to that the next time you pick up a cup or a plate or a knife or a fork. You look at where it is, then you don't even have to look anymore. You know where your hand is going. Okay, rest again when you're in the middle. Lengthen your legs and arms. At least you get a gold star for resting before I said rest, because that is important. You've got to listen to yourself. That if there's one thing that you're coming here for, yes, you feel good. Yes, you like Sonia, and yes, you're getting something. But the most important thing you're getting is you're getting back to yourself. You're coming back to who you are. Feldenkrais said the purpose of his work was to restore human dignity, to help us come back to our natural, organic self, the self that we forget because of all the pressures on us in life. We forget ourselves. And here you get to celebrate yourself. You lie on the floor and you improve yourself through gentle attention and movement. It's the best, for me anyway, the best meditation I could ever find. It's quiet and it's reconnecting and it's improving your self-image. It improves the way you feel about yourself. If you think about it, at least for the hour after class, you're not so troubled by the troubles of life because you feel solid, you feel connected, you feel in some way more able to get about your life. So now bring your legs to standing. Form the triangle of your arms. Separate your legs. Both legs are up now. Separate your legs a little so you feel really stable, like a martial artist who's about to throw someone. Not that that's necessarily what you might do, but you could think they have to be very stable to do that. So now from that stability, you can begin to move your triangle. What we're gonna do is we're gonna change the position of your hands. Let's do it first before we move the triangle. So you can move your hands a little bit more in the direction of your knees. What if you point a little down? Okay, so that's gonna move a different part of your back when you go right and left. And then try your arms a little higher up, like over your face or even higher. Where's that gonna move now in your shoulders? So the up and the down movement of your arms is also a wonderful movement. You can feel your shoulder blades moving against the floor, against the bed. So now you choose an angle. It doesn't matter if it's up or down. Just choose something that you feel, oh, that could be interesting. I'd like to try going right and left at this angle. So find an angle that you're interested in, and then start taking your arms slowly right and left. And don't expect it to be big, because you're exploring something new. You're exploring a new angle. Just find out how this angle works for you. How is it different? What are your eyes doing? Is your jaw soft? Are you struggling? Or can you find something you can let go of? Some effort that's not necessary? And you do 4, 5, 6 lefts and rights, and then you choose a new angle. Find another angle. And then try that one right and left. Or any part of the resting you need to do between the movements. This is autonomous time. This is time without me guiding, micromanaging you. You manage yourself. You're all very experienced Feldenkrais students. You know there's theme and variation all the time. The theme is to move your arms right and left, but the variations are up to you, where you put your hands and how you move them. And be creative. You've all got a God-given right to be creative. It gets squashed out of us by schools and parents and friends and people that want us to be just like them. But you are an individual. You can explore your creative choices here. Excellent. That looks beautiful. How much you involve your legs, how much you involve the movement of your arms and hands, your head, your eyes. You're making this your own joyous movement right now. And I get to be the wonderful, the gift of the observer, the gift of the audience, seeing all the incredible beauty of all the things you're doing now. All of you are creating wonderful things. And you've inspired me for the next movement. So rest a minute before we go to the next movement. That was so much fun. I bet you could have kept going, right? That's one thing that's changed in the way I'm teaching. I'm finding that I'm more interested at some point in the lesson to give you freedom to explore something that might come to you from the things we've done in the lesson that might show you how incredibly creative and unique you can be in your expression. And movement is expression. We're not finished, Doris. Keep those thoughts. We've got a little bit more to do. I can't hear you anyway. I see your mouth moving, but I can't hear you. So lay on your back and notice your contact with the floor. Try lifting one leg and the other and see if it got any easier. Look at that. Playful, fun, easy, light. Good. And now notice your breath. How is that moving you now? Do you feel more parts of you participate? And what about your shoulders? How do your shoulders feel? Do you remember the difference between lifting one and the other at the beginning of the class? Has that changed? All right. Yeah, I can see when you lift your shoulders now, your chest changes shape. Your whole back moves. It's not just a shoulder. It's shoulders connected to ribs, connected to spine, connected to pelvis, connected to head. Beautiful. So once more, stand your feet, form the triangle with your arms. And now, you know, in New Jersey, they're planning to build a Ferris wheel. They started it. It was 600 feet tall. It was too tall, so they canned it, but now they're going to build it again. Actually, it was going to be 450. Now it's going to be 300 feet tall. So what's the shape of a Ferris wheel? It's a big circle, isn't it? Now, where is the Ferris wheel in front of you? You decide, and move your arms in a circular pathway. You decide. That Ferris wheel could be on its side. That Ferris wheel could be standing on your chest. It doesn't matter. How many directions can you make a circle with your arms? And how will you move your head? And what will you do with your legs and your back and your pelvis? And imagine, really, you want to try to imagine the circularity of that Ferris wheel. You don't want to turn it into a Dali Ferris wheel that's distorted. You want a nice, smooth circle to the best of your ability. Notice how you're breathing. Notice where you're going. Make it simple. Now make it a little bit smaller. That Ferris wheel, instead of being 400 feet in diameter, is now 300 feet. And then 200 feet. And then just 1 foot. How about a 1 foot Ferris wheel? Where is it going to be? Where are you going to move it? Your hands are tracing the perimeter. Beautiful. Excellent. Good. All right, interlace your fingers, put them behind your head, and rest your head for the moment, and simply lift your pelvis a little bit. Make sure your feet are in a good spot to lift your pelvis a little bit. Feel which part of your back presses into the bed or into the floor, and then leave your pelvis on the floor. And then as you exhale, lift your head, bringing your elbows together and look down and feel. Even when you do that, your feet can't help it but press. So then gently press into your feet, lift your pelvis and your head at the same time. What are you doing with your breath? What are you doing with your breastbone? How do you change the shape of your spine? Very good, very good. All right, pause. Bring your hands into a triangle. Cross one leg over the other. Doesn't matter which one, do the easy one. And now, take your arms one way and take your legs the other way. The important thing is that the arms don't go further than the legs and the legs don't go further than the arms. And each time you come to the middle, the knees and the hands meet in the middle. So you go off to one side with one part and the other side with the other part. So the shoulders are moving opposite to the hips. The hands are moving opposite to the knees. And you're breathing easily. And now you choose which way you move your head. You move your head with your arms or you move your head with your legs. You imagine you're looking at your knees if you want to move your head with your legs. And then you imagine your hands, you're looking at your hands if you want to move your eyes with your hands. All right. And then if you wish, only if you wish, you change the legs. But you don't have to. You just, oh, Elise, look at that. You crossed your left leg over your right. Wow. Okay, just do it lightly. The idea now is about timing. When do they depart from the middle? Well, it's timing and space, because you have to know where the middle is to know when you depart from the middle. Doris, your knees are going one way and your arms are the other. You're taking them in the same direction. So take your knees to the left, Doris, and your arms to the right. Try that. Knees left, arms right. That's it. And then knees right, arms left. Just around the middle. That's it. You got it. And then which way your head is going is up to you. Is it going with your legs? Is it going with your arms? And all the while you're breathing, your jaw is soft, your eyes are easy, and you're having fun, I hope. All right, good enough. and let it all go. Wow, how time flies when you have fun. Feel your back, feel yourself. Put your hands wherever you need. Yep, shake it out, whatever you need. Just feel yourself so much more completely. Feel how easy it is to breathe in and out. And when you're ready, it is 10:59, so I'm going to invite you to take your time. You don't even have to get up. You could just stay there and rest and sleep or whatever you want to do. I will stay here for a couple of minutes to check in if anyone has any questions, curiosities, anything you want to share. I'm right here for you. And if you, yeah, I mean, it was good to see you all. If you have anything, oh, bye, Elise. Have a great day. Take
Thank you.
care.
I have a lecture. Bye-bye.
Enjoy, enjoy.
That was superior fun.
It was a
Oh,
lot of,
good.
it was very good.
Wasn't that fun?